put together. Make sure all your groceries in a gear for what you have to cook for Christmas, of course. Alright everyone, welcome to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about some Christmas tips. As you know, Christmas season is already in the air, and I know some of you already started decorating, which is important. Well, unlike me, I already started putting up my decorations probably end of October. So I just want to give you some tips, especially if you're decorating for the first time, or you always decorate and you want to switch up your look without spending too much. Yeah, I have some tips for you. So today we're going to be talking about the different things that you could do to, you know, spice up your look. Maybe you have some decorations at home already and you're looking to change up the look, you know, make a new exciting look. Now some of the things that you could do is you could stick to the traditional Christmas colors like red and green and just use that around. So what I do is rotate some of the decorations. So most of the decorations that I have are in the traditional colors or some neutral colors. So you can choose things that you are sure that you're going to use again. So I have pine cones, well I mentioned that before. And these pine cones I didn't actually purchase in the store. Now I had probably like 4 pine cones that I purchased from the store. And if you're living in Trinidad, well you know those things could get a little pricey, especially if you want a lot of it. So what I did is last year I went with a group of friends. We went to there are some places that have some trees, pine cone trees, and you could just pick some that fall off the branches, or at least try and shake it off the tree, and that's what we did, and we got a lot of decorations that way. So that's one of the ways that you could get a lot of decorations for free. Another thing is try and buy when it's a little before Christmas. I mean, it's kind of too late now, but you could actually buy a little earlier so you could get the decorations before the price goes up. As we know, the prices go up the closer it is to Christmas. So the best thing you can do is probably figure out what is your color scheme or what you're working with and what pieces you want to buy. Now I know it can be kind of daunting when you go into all these stores and you see all these beautiful decorations and with the various prices to boot. Now one of the things you can do is buy some decorations that you know are going to work well with what you already have or complement what you already have. So it's important. You could use Pinterest, work out your color scheme and just get it together so you could start making the things that you want to look nice. Now the first thing you would need to figure out is what are the things you're going to decorate and where you're going to decorate. If you just have a limited budget, you could probably just focus on decorating a Christmas tree if you already have a Christmas tree, and focus on just decorating that, making maybe the living room and the kitchen look nice, and then everywhere is just your curtains or whatever things that you normally buy. You could leave it like that. You don't necessarily need to decorate your whole entire home or apartment. You could just focus on the places that would add some nice little pops. So for example, especially if this is your first time decorating, you could start with just decorating just a Christmas tree. Alright, so you buy a Christmas tree, you get all the decorations that you like, you know, you pick your color, whether it's purple, blue, red, green, gold, whatever, and you put it together. So you buy those decorations, you buy what you're going to need for the tree, like lights. Definitely going to need some lights, and it's good to pick a nice color as well, or colors that go together. Now it also depends on the tree that you have. If you have a green tree like most people would have, you can buy the lights that are already green. The white lights might stand out a bit more. I don't know if that's the look you're going for, but it might be good to buy some lights that are already have the green pattern on it, and then pick the color that you think would go with your color scheme. Most people might choose the white or the yellow, or if you're going with the multicolored, you have to be very careful with those, because then things could get very colorful unless that is the look you're going for. Do you? But if you choose a nice neutral color with your lights, you could always use the same lights over and over, well, provided that they're working, right? So you're going to use those lights, and then you're going to add your little decorations in with that as well. So whatever color that you choose to put on your tree, it's going to match with the lights you already have. So you can check out some of these stores that you know would sell some really nice pieces. Now, one of the things that I do is buying pieces that are on the cheaper side but don't necessarily look cheap. So you can buy the Christmas balls. Once they look okay and they are in the color that you want, you could go a little cheaper on those, and then the specific items, like maybe you're doing snowflakes or whatever on your tree, those you could buy the nicer decorations with those, or at least a few of the pieces if they are really expensive, and just fit them in to go with your overall look. And some ribbon goes a long way. Alright, so if you have some really nice ribbon, you can just make that tree look really nice. Don't underestimate the power of a nice, good flower, especially a poinsettia flower. Provided that you're going with the red theme, there are also some white poinsettia flowers that you could purchase, and you just stick it in your tree. And those are beautiful decorations. They could rotate into anywhere. Now, I have some poinsettia flowers, some red poinsettia flowers that I purchased some years ago, and I'm still able to use them now. I normally use them in a vase, but I can rotate it now, and they are in my tree this year. Hopefully I could put in a little picture there. Alright, so basically you just need to work on your theme. Make sure you have a theme and that you are sticking to it. Mainly because, you know, you don't want things to look crazy. Let me say your theme for your Christmas tree in your living room is red, and then you buy purple curtains and your couch green, and you put orange decorations in your living room somewhere. It's gonna clash. So one of the reasons that you need to stick with your theme is so that everything looks unified. Alright, so if you're doing a theme, let's say you're doing blue, you could do different shades of blue. That's fine, because those blues might work together. You might do light blue with dark blue. You could have more than one color in your theme. That's another thing as well. Now, what I tend to do is, if you're into DIYs, I do a lot of DIYs, mainly because I think some of the things in the stores are a bit too expensive, and sometimes you could see that you can make these things on your own. Now, that it depends on your skill level, of course. You don't necessarily need to do any DIYs on your own, but I do it. So I'm gonna give you an example. And one of the, I would say, golden rules when you're doing decor is to mix your DIYs with some store-bought stuff. So you're not gonna all do DIYs. You have to mix it so that it blends nicely together, I would say. So for example, this is something that I got. I didn't buy it, but you know, of course you could buy something like this. And I have this displayed in my kitchen on top of my microwave, along with a DIY that I made. This is just a nice little red tree, and of course that's my theme this year, and I mix it with my, I made this little DIY, as you can see. It's a countdown to Christmas. So I actually saw this design of a literal countdown in a store, and I was like, okay, I don't want to pay that for it. So I just got a box. It's literally just a cardboard box and some blocks, and I bought, this is a little, let me put this down. This is the little styrofoam balls that you get, and a hot glue gun. This is actually foil that I crinkled. I bought some white fuzzy material. I'm not a person that sews, so I can't give you the type of material, but it's a white fuzzy material that I bought at the Overstock, and I just cut that up and use it for Santa's face. Take my little paint and painted his face, and that's how I got my DIYs. So you can do whatever you want Of course, be realistic with your DIYs. If you know this is the first time you're starting DIYs and not into art or anything like that, you could start small. Some things you can also do is like paint. If you do painting, and if you're a person that paint, if you're not into painting or anything like that, you don't necessarily need to do that, but you can. Those are one of the things that you could spruce up your place with your DIYs as well. And another thing too, when you're going into the store, it's nice to window shop and go around a few places, because I don't know about you, but so far some of the places that I visited, they have some similar if not the same decorations, so you could see who has the right price for you and then just buy from that store. You could go around, look at all the things first, decide, okay, I really like this, I really like that, and I'm going to put together what I really want, and then you could go back and get it. Once you work out, okay, say my budget is $200, you work out what you really want and you think that would look really good in your space, and then you go from there. Another thing you could do while you're shopping as well is take pictures. I do that a lot, whether or not they allow it, but I take pictures of some of the stuff that I want to buy so that I could go home and let me just take a look at what I saw that I really liked. So I just take pictures of the things that I really like and I want to buy, and then I could go back, look at the stuff from other stores, compare them, and then decide before I go back to the store. So you kind of stay away from the impulse buying, because you don't want to reach home and think, oh, what should I buy this for, boy? I have nowhere to put this, you know. Another thing, so another thing is choose a color scheme that goes with your curtains. If you have curtains, of course, obviously it's Trinidad, you have curtains, but choose a color scheme that goes with your curtains. So if your color scheme is red, buy something that will go along with your red. You might want to do red and green. It depends on the shade of green. You could buy green, you could buy red, you could buy white or cream or whatever tickles your fancy. You could go with that. Now these things could apply to other things as well, like in budgeting. I'm not really talking about knowing your budget. That's important, but really just having your budget together in terms of what you want to buy for Christmas. You are the only person who could deem what is important to you, especially around this time. What you think you really want to buy, what you want to get, because some people, their priority might be decorating the whole home, you know, that's their priority. Or some people might be focused on just the food, having a nice Sunday thing put together, make sure all your groceries in a gear for what you have to cook for Christmas, of course. Some people might focus on giving gifts. It really depends on you personally, but these are just some tips that if you're decorating, you can get more bang for your buck. And I would say buy pieces that you could use over and over. That's why I say stick with maybe a neutral theme, or at least probably just the Christmas colors. So whatever your color scheme, some red could always fit in there, and that's one of the good things. And lights come in handy a lot. So even just Christmas lights, if you're not able to buy all the fancy decor and you have just Christmas lights, it's going to make a huge difference in how your place looks. You could do Christmas lights just around your windows, you know, on your roof outside if you have. I would consider outside just extra, just the extra. So for me, I'm in an apartment, and the decor outside is just whatever extra that I didn't use inside, I'm doing outside. So I would say if you're doing outdoor decor, make sure you have everything that you need for inside. Yeah, and that's about it. I've never done Vlogmas, so I don't know if I'll be doing that, but I want to visit some other stores and probably give you a look at some of the things that are available in some of these stores, so you could probably make a decision from there. So I'll be going around to some of the nice stores just to see what decorations they have, because I love Christmas. I love decor, I love decorating, I like colors, bright colors, so you may not want to see my color scheme. Well, actually this year I'm going with red with some greens and some whites, but it's mostly red. So yeah, I do have some decorations that are other colors from previous years, and I just rotate them. So for example, in my bedroom and in the bathroom, I'm using blue. So blue and purple go together. So I have purple Christmas balls, I have blue ribbons to add a little pop of color, and just a little something on the door, and that's about it. I would try and insert some pictures of some of the things I've done so far in my space, so you could probably get a little inspiration if you want. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like and leave a comment down below if you have any questions, if you want me to do any DIYs. I do have a full fireplace, obviously, because I'm in the Caribbean, so I don't need a fireplace, but I just really liked how it looks, and I've made my own fireplace using some cardboard. I would try and get the footage of the original. I did cover it in those peel and stick wood finishes, and this year I've done it in white, so I think it looks really good in the space. All the good things. So leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week.